Hey guys, and welcome to another Doctor Who video. Today I wanted to recap the revival series from 2005, starring Christopher Eccleston and Billie Piper. As you might see, this took a little while, and you can listen to it as a podcast or watch it, because I put content from the episode itself in this. And without any further ado, let's dive in and start with...
There's a strange man in my bedroom
Yes, there is.
where anything could happen.
No.
Here we are, boys, the very first episode of New Who, Rose. We start with a sequence we will see a few times more in the future, from space into Earth, London, and we instantly have this perfect beginning with Rose getting up towards the city, having a date with Mickey, working, and getting down to look for Wilson for the lottery money. And we instantly get into the dark. Rose is hearing voices and enters a room full of mannequins. The door closes behind her and she can't get out. She still asks for Wilson and the mannequins start walking, following her and trying to attack her. And after only 6 minutes, we get the most iconic scene for me from the whole new era. The moment the Doctor shows up.
Rob.
I love it. Directly into action they escape through an elevator. Rose for sure thinks that was the work of students. Asking for Wilson, the Doctor says he's probably dead, and the creatures are living plastic. Using a device should get rid of them, and he closes the door between him and Rose. He comes back and introduces himself.
Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
Rose leaves the mall and the whole building just explodes. Was Rose really the last person in there? Never mind. She runs away and we get a glimpse of the TARDIS. Back at home, we get the perfect summary of Mickey and Jackie in just 2 minutes. Mickey is worried about her, but just a man as we all are, and wants to go watch a football game. And Jackie knows everyone around town and is the queen of gossip. When I think about it, she and Donna could have been best buddies. While leaving, Mickey throws away the arm from the mall the Doctor ripped off and gave Rose. The next day, something is at the cat flap. Turns out it's a Doctor who's following a signal. He wanted to leave again, but she pulls him in, demanding some answers. Entering the room, Jackie instantly flirts with Nine, who is absolutely zero into it.
No.
I love it. They have a chat and the Doctor is acting like he hasn't seen himself since the regeneration, even though later it's implied he had a few adventures. He hears something behind the couch. Turns out it's the arm again, choking him, and at first Rose thinks he's joking, which, to be honest, would fit Nine, but it's real. Luckily, he can turn off the signal. They are leaving, having a little laugh, and he has his little I'm the Doctor moment, telling Rose he can feel the earth move. After that, he leaves her, and we listen for the first time the Doomsday soundtrack, and the TARDIS vanishes. After that, Rose wants to use Mickey's computer and finds a website of someone looking for the Doctor as well. Mickey drives her to his place and he waits outside. He shows her a few pictures where he appeared, for example at the JFK assassination, 1912, a day before the Titanic sunk, and 1883 as well. He already made a few stops on Earth. He must have seen his flappy ears already, but whatever. Clive tells her he has a constant companion.
Death.
We cut to Mickey, who's still waiting, but a trash can in front of his car starts moving towards him. Clive says when the Doctor appears, danger is near. Mickey opens the can, however, he's glued to it, and the trash can sort of eats him up. Rose doesn't believe him and leaves him. Entering the car, we see Mickey, who clearly is not Mickey anymore. The way he talks, acts, and drives. Dummy Mickey wants to know more about the Doctor without noticing he's right there, popping a cork into his head. Mickey is attacking them, but the doctor got his head. Literally. Rose wants to escape, but the gates are locked. The doctor easily walks into the TARDIS. So does Rose, and we get the classic enter, walk around, enter again moment.
The inside's bigger than the outside?
Yes?
It's alien.
Yeah.
Are you alien?
Yes. Is that alright?
Yeah.
Through the head, he can follow the signal, however, it melted. He got so close. After shouting at each other, he explains that the Nestine consciousness controls plastic and Earth is perfect for its purpose. 9 is looking for a transmitter, which for sure turns out to be the London Eye.
Fantastic.
They run together, hand in hand, and fun fact, it was a hell of a scene for them to shoot, because they wanted to run exactly when this bus is driving as well. So they had to wait and run at the right moment. Arriving at the London Eye, they are looking for an entrance downstairs, which Rose finds instantly. They found the consciousness, and Rose wants to kill it with the anti-plastic the doctor made. Knowing him, he wants to give it a chance first, and demands it to stop what it's planning. Rose finds the real Mickey, and they try to escape. However, the consciousness refuses to stop its invasion and holds him hostage, getting his TARDIS and taking his anti-plastic. We can't understand what the consciousness is saying, but through the doctor's answers, we know what they are talking about. The Time War. He couldn't save its word and feels sorry. Jackie calls Rose, telling her to go shopping, but the consciousness starts the last phase of the invasion, activating the transmitter. The mannequins start moving and attacking the people, having guns in their hands, sadly killing Clive. Jackie runs away and we see chaos on the streets. The doctor is still being held hostage and nobody's there to save the world. When 9 looks at Rose, she stands up, getting a chain, and jumps at the mannequins, falling into the consciousness, including the anti-plastic, therefore killing it and saving the day. They escape through the TARDIS, and Mickey is running out of it, in fear the moment it's landing again. Rose makes sure Jackie's alive and looking for Mickey. The doctor is thanking Rose and asks her to come with him.
He's not invited.
She refuses, and he leaves the two. He instantly comes back, and after mentioning it's a time machine as well, she can't resist it and runs towards him with a big smile. Like I had when I rewatched this episode again. I love Rose. It really is the perfect episode for bringing back Doctor Who after 10 years. We get every information we need and a brief introduction of every important character. No dog shit CGI and lots of fun. I could watch this episode every day.
Gifts. I give you in return air from my lungs.
How intimate.
There's more where that came from.
The End of the World is the second episode of the first season and the first adventure in the TARDIS for Rose. The options are infinite, and what did the Doctor choose for the first one? The death of his companion's planet. Great idea, dude. They are 5 billion years in the future, the moment we feared all when we were 7 years old, the day the sun explodes. The two are on an observation desk and we got the first use of the psychic paper.
Look, I've got an invitation. Look, there, you see, it's fine. You see? The Doctor +1. I'm the Doctor. This is Rose Tyler. She's my +1. Is that all right?
Well, obviously.
Thus, they are allowed on the platform. The steward is announcing the guests, which instantly shows us the range of races and creatures of the universe. Poor nearby all of them never appeared again, but who cares? The most important guest is the face of Bo, which we won't see anything special of in this episode. Meanwhile, other guests enter the room. We got the funny part of exchanging gifts. The trees, for example, have actual gifts and the Doctor... In return, he receives spit from the Mox. More likely, Rose got his spit. The first 8 minutes of this episode nearby perfectly sum up the characteristics of this incarnation. funny, snappy, cheerful, and friendly towards other races. The obvious bad guys enter the room. The meme? Funny that in this time the term meme wasn't really used like today, I guess. At last, the last human enters the room. Cassandra. Cassandra tells tales from Earth and thinks back in the days which might not be true. For sure, in the year 5 billion, she has a mobile phonograph from the 19th century, but calls it an iPod. Pretty good meta joke that maybe we as well might have some facts about the past which are also wrong. They then actually play Tainted Love and we got the funny Dr. Dance meme. The banquet opens and the races all go chit-chatting. For Rose, all of that is a bit too much and she runs away. The doctor walks after her and the tree lady scans him. The gift from the meme turns out to have some kind of mini robots in it. They crawl into the ventilation system. Rose tries to have a talk with the maintenance woman. She then kind of realizes what's actually going on. She doesn't know anyone here, hardly the doctor.
He's a complete stranger.
And she's in the year 5 billion where her planet got grilled. Try to swallow that pill. Rose leaves her doing her work and she encounters the mini droids. We will never see her again. Rose is chilling at a small room, alone, with the gifts she received and observes the Earth. Behind her, the droid leaves the orb and the room. 9 and Rose meet up. Another pretty interesting characteristic from 9 is when Rose asks him where he's from. He avoids it with bald words and no real answer, but when she asks why they all speak English, he turns joyful and likes to explain it all in detail. I don't know how many years passed for him since the Time War, but the first episode kind of tells us it can't be that long ago. 9 really doesn't want to tell her, so they argue and raise their voices, even though they don't want to. Rose has no signal on her phone, obviously, and we got the famous prep telephone. Rose is so happy to hear Jackie's voice. Again, she realized how absurd it is. She's calling her mom 5 billion years in the past. We then have some turbulences. The steward gets visited by the droids who deactivate the sun shields which killed him. After a short conversation with the tree lady, Rose recommends them to split. 9 and tree lady investigate and Rose tries to catch up with the family. From here, it's kind of disappointing because Rose doesn't do anything I would say helpful and the doctor and the tree lady are saving the day. Pretty sad for the real first adventure together. However, 15 minutes left till the Earth gets grilled. Rose talks to Cassandra and we find out she's kind of racist, trash talking about other humans who mated with other species, etc. She calls herself the last pure human. Rose disses Cassandra and tells her that she is the last real human. The tree lady and 9 have a little chat and she calls him out. She expresses her condolences. 9 actually has a tear running down his face and gets sentimental. We cut to Rose, who gets beaten down by the meme and taken to the lonely room before, locking her in. 9 and Tree Lady are inspecting the ventilation system and find out about the droids. Cassandra gathers around everyone and starts playing an old ballad, Toxic by Britney Spears. Rose wakes up the moment the sun shields in her room get shut down. 9 saves her just in the right moment, but the door is so melted it doesn't open. So he leaves her. Everyone wants to know whose fault it is. Cassandra calls out the face of Bo because it was sponsored by him. The doctor sends back the one droid he got to his master, and it obviously crawls to the meme. However, the doctor knew that they are just remote controlled toys and sends the droid again, who crawls to Cassandra. Her plan is money. She invested in the other factions. Cassandra then teleports away, even though it is forbidden. Here we are now. The shields are lowered, everyone is stuck on the platform, and there isn't much time left. The doctor and the tree lady are looking for some kind of switch to reboot the system, which turns out to be behind the gigantic ventilators. The doctor tries to pace through them, but they are too fast. Tree lady flips the switch and the ventilators become slower, thus heating up the room. She knows that might kill her, but she trusts the last Time Lord. Rose is still trapped in the room and fears for her life due to the glass getting cracked. 9 is at the last ventilator, but the tree lady sadly burned away. The doctor is at the last ventilator, being totally fast again. He can't duck under it anymore, so he does something we haven't seen since, I guess. It looks like he can slow down time and walks through the ventilator at the exact right moment. Pretty epic, to be honest. He reaches the switch at the right moment and can raise the shields. The exoglass repairs itself and Rose is safe. She now randomly enters the main room, even though the door was melted, right? And she sees the doctor, who straight walks to the other 2 tree guys and agrees with them. He then is really upset and figures out how to teleport Cassandra back to the platform. After a short exchange of words, Cassandra creaks and dies, due to nobody having her moisturize her. 9 and Rose then are alone and finally have a moment together and go back in the year 2005, having Rose realizing how useless everything might be someday. The doctor then tells Rose about his planet, that it's gone, destroyed by war and having everyone die except him, the last of the Time Lords. He then asks Rose if she still wants to travel with him. For sure, but first Rose wants to eat some chips. And off they go. The end of the world is pretty iconic, with funny interactions, but as an adventure, it's also kind of mid. As I said, Rose didn't do anything, but we got a really good look at this doctor's emotions. I love Christopher Eccleston.
I pushed boxes at the Boston Tea Party, now I'm gonna die in a dungeon. In Cardiff.
Do you know the feeling when you are rewatching a series, start an episode and be like, oh no, not this episode? Yep, that's Unquiet Dead for me. Actually, before I wrote my script and went more in depth into the episodes, I thought this was a complete waste of time because the monster of the week is lame, the setting boring, and everything else wasn't that interesting. But the build-up and the convos made it way better than I thought. After the Doctor and Rose watched the Earth burn, great first date by the way, they went to the past and landed at Cardiff in 1869, inspected by a random lady coming back to life. And Rose got kidnapped. Nice, Doctor. After meeting again, they both witnessed the spirits of the dead needing help to open a certain rift. After a small chit-chat between Rose and Gwen, she somehow knows about the identity of Rose and mentions a big bad wolf. Great build-up, RTD. I don't know why your second run went... well, that's for another video, I guess. However, let's have a seance. The blue spirits reveal themselves as the Gelf, an alien species wiped out through the Time War. Thus, they beg the Doctor to open the rift and have some of them enter the world and live in the corpses. The Doctor offers the Gelf temporary use of the corpses until he can transport them to a place where they can build new bodies, using Gwyneth as a bridge to cross the rift. After the Gelf vanished, Rose and the Doctor argue if it's okay to have an alien species living in dead people. The Doctor states if the species can exist that way, it is. It's a different morality. Get used to it or go home. That's tough, but shows how they grow together, and Rose learns this new way of seeing the world. For sure, the Gelf turn out to be bad and wanna bring millions through the rift and wander on Earth. Charles Dickens, who, by the way, happens to be in this episode, flees but realizes how to stop them. Rose then asks how it's possible that the world could end even though she's born in 1986. We then get the classic timey-wimey explanation. You can be born in the 20th century and die in the 19th. Dickens comes back, and with the help of Gwyneth's last act, they manage to close the rift and save the day. For me, a very tedious episode, but great build up with the Bad Wolf, the Rift of Cardiff, and now Rose and the Doctor stick together, even though they don't always agree on everything.
Sorry, can it wait?
But I did have an appointment at 3:15.
Yes, and then a spaceship crashed in the middle of London. I think the schedule might have changed.
Aliens of London is the first episode of a two-parter with World War III. We start with a flashback of what happened on Earth before, we land again, and the Doctor tells Rose that only 12 hours have passed. Excited to see Jackie again, she runs towards her apartment, while Nine stays at the TARDIS. He wanders around and sees a poster. He's shocked. We then cut to Rose, casually entering the apartment, telling she just slept elsewhere. Jackie looks at her as if she was seeing a ghost and drops her mug. The Doctor runs to Rose. The poster was a wanted note for Rose. Turns out they were gone for 12 months, not hours.
Not 12 hours, it's 12 months. You've been gone a whole year. Sorry.
After the intro, we watch a boy spraying something on the TARDIS. Might be important later. Jackie for sure is angry and upset, shouting at Rose. I mean, she's totally right. Imagine your daughter randomly disappears without any note, not calling, nothing, and then reappears like nothing happened, telling she was traveling, but left her passport at home. Traveled along with a stranger who could be twice as old as her. Actually, he's 900 years old.
My mum was right, that is one hell of an age gap.
Jackie slaps the Doctor pretty hard in the face. She might have done this a few times. She really wants to know what happened, but Rose can't tell her. Nine and Rose talk on the roof about things that happened, and how she can't ever tell someone because they wouldn't believe in such alien stories. Oh, what a coincidence. There's a random spaceship coming, destroying half of the Big Ben, and then crash landing in the Thames. Both have a laugh and run towards it. Rose is all in and not afraid. The Doctor is so excited because he doesn't know any of this would happen, nor what kind of spaceship that is. He acts like a small child. It's kinda cute. Due to the overall awareness, the Doctor doesn't want to use the TARDIS, and because the roads are blocked, there's only one possibility left.
You can watch it on TV.
The people are panicking that there's a real spaceship in the Thames. The reporter tells that
Found a body. It's unconfirmed, but I'm being told that a body has been found in the wreckage. A body of non-terrestrial origins.
and being brought to a hospital. The military chef visits the hospital and wants to know about the ET. A doctor shows it to him and she confirms that it's real, not a hoax or something. She asks him about the Prime Minister, but he's silent. Strange. We are looking at the TV again, and the reporter states that the Prime Minister hasn't been seen since this event. He also comments that a random person enters the Prime Minister's office. And here she comes, the good old Harriet Jones. She says she also has an appointment, but the secretary sends her back. He then says to the person before he's acting Prime Minister due to the actual Prime Minister being missed in action. And here we are with the first farting sound. They meet up with two other persons and recommend discussing things in the Prime Minister's office. They get the alien protocol from the secretary and enter the room. Being alone now, the facade drops. They burst out laughing, letting us in the dark what they have to do with it. The Doctor wanders off. It's too human for him in there, and for him, that wasn't an invasion. It was a clean crash landing. Nothing to be worried about. Before he leaves Rose, we get the epic moment of the Doctor giving his companion the TARDIS key. Rose is a real Doctor Who companion now. We then see Mickey again, who randomly sees the Doctor and, when the doctor's here, then Rose has to be there as well. He tries to catch him, but... So, the doctor actually travels alone now, but not for a long time. Harriet Jones tries to bribe the secretary with coffee to gather some information. Our antagonist trio exits the office and Harriet Jones talks to them about topics they should know, but look overwhelmed like they don't have any clue. They say they are busy and leave her. Alone. With the open office and emergency protocols. The doctor, no, not that doctor. That doctor hears some banging from where the alien corpse lies. Meanwhile, our doctor lands nearby. The banging is getting louder and louder. The doctor opens the door and enters. The locker room of the army being stationed here. What else to do in the situation as to put on a creepy face? We cut again to the banging noises and only hear the woman screaming. Following Protocol Delta, the doctor and the soldiers are running towards her. It escaped. Or better, it hid in the lab. We finally see what the alien looks like. It's a walking pig. It's running towards the soldiers and...
What did you do that for? It was scared. It was scared.
Harriet Jones hears the acting Prime Minister coming near the conference room and tries to hide. The Chief of Military is calling out the acting Prime Minister for not doing anything, and the trio laughs and farts in front of him.
Oh, excuse me.
What am I looking at? 2005 humor, I guess. After being threatened, the Prime Minister reveals his true identity, as well as the other two. Harriet Jones' expression says he didn't survive this. The doctors talk about a dead body and that it is an alien. It's an earthly pig being manipulated and used for something. The doctor is flying off. Mickey crashes in and gives a monologue about how he feels being set under arrest 5 times because his girlfriend suddenly disappeared. After telling her the doctor went without her, she runs outside. Mickey and Jackie follow her. The TARDIS then materializes right in front of Jackie for the first time. The doctor then starts his teasing with Mickey calling him Ricky. If that might be a foreshadowing. Jackie is leaving the TARDIS, being completely shocked. She somehow tries to process everything. The aliens, Rose coming back, the doctor being an alien as well. The reporter from before asks the viewers for their help. If they know anything, they should call the line. What does Jackie? Right. Calls the line and tells them about the doctor. That triggers a red alert. The doctor again is mobbing Mickey without any reason while repairing the TARDIS. Mickey and Rose then finally have a real talk about what happened and how they feel. Rose asks if Mickey was dating anyone at the time, but he denies that. Mickey is a loyal one, ladies. 9 finds out that the spaceship started from Earth and came back at it. Something's weird. We then cut to Harriet Jones, and one of the bad guys is now in the body of the Chief of Army and throws away the skin of his previous body. The 3 get informed about the red alert, and the secretary recommends bringing the doctor in as an alien specialist. They instantly find him, but Mickey is running away. Entering Downing Street, a few cops stay by Jackie and the officer wants to talk with her. By hearing his tummy grumbling, we get to understand he's one of the aliens as well. Due to the strict rules, Rose is not allowed to join the other experts, but is accompanied by Harriet Jones. She entrusts herself to Rose with what she saw in the cabinet room. They then find the real Prime Minister in a closet. We cut to the experts meeting where the doctor comes behind the plan of the aliens. That it's their plan to gather all alien experts in one room. At the same time, we cut to Rose and Harriet, and to Jackie. Every one of our protagonists is having an alien near them now, and scene by scene, they all reveal their true self form. I love Harriet Jones' wide open mouth every time they reveal themselves. The IDs the experts got are linked to a remote the Slitheen has to shock and therefore kill everyone in the room. Jackie is sitting in a corner, crying, Rose is trapped, and the Doctor is fighting for his life. It's a pretty solid episode and setup. However, the stupid farting sounds and the crappy CGI kind of drops the tension. Even though we might not know what could happen to our characters in the next episode.
I think you'll find the Prime Minister is an alien in disguise. That's never gonna work, is it? No. Fair enough.
World War III is the second episode of the two-parter, and basically everything important happened in the episode before, and now it's just feeling its time to come to an end. The Doctor saves the crew, and Mickey saves Jackie. 9, Rose, and Harry Jones trying to meet up, but before, let's have some great CGI action. Being trapped in the cabinet room, the three have a phone call with Jackie and Mickey. And Jackie asks the Doctor,
And maybe you think it's all clever and smart, but you tell me. Just answer me this. Is my daughter safe?
I'm fine.
Is she safe? Will she always be safe? Can you promise me that?
Yep, we all know what will happen to her. 9 doesn't answer, because Mickey locked into a unit, finding out the pigment was a decoy and the Slitheen come from... After convincing the people that aliens are on Earth, which is basically true, the fake Prime Minister declares World War III. Still being trapped, the Doctor figures out how to save the world, but could lose Rose. Fully trusting him, she wants him to do it. Harry Jones then has her "I'm the Doctor" speech and demands him to do it too. What happens then? He wants Mickey to shoot a missile directly on Downing Street to kill everyone inside, which killed the Slitheen. And I guess humans too? Luckily our trio survived, due to the cabinet room being a bunker as well. Harry Jones became Prime Minister and the world is safe. Jackie then wants to learn the Doctor better and have a cup of tea with him. Knowing the Doctor, he denies and instantly wants to travel again, having Rose leaving Jackie and Mickey again. The Doctor actually invited Mickey now to join as well, but he refuses. Rose then wants Mickey as well to join, but the Doctor pretends like he doesn't want him. They give each other a kiss and off they go. Jackie is still worried about her, but Rose tries to calm her down. She will be back in 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
The cage contains my one living specimen.
And what's that?
Like you don't know.
Show me.
You want to see it?
Blimey, you can smell the testosterone.
Coming now to my favorite episode of this whole series. We start with the duo receiving a signal, following it in the year 2012, deep down in a museum, and we have a few Easter eggs here. For example, an old Cyberman head, a Slitheen's claw, or a homage to Alien. By touching the glass, an alarm goes off and soldiers enter the room. A helicopter lands with the code name Bad Wolf 1 and the owner of the museum lands. We get a quick summary of his character, due to him being arrogant and just firing a dude, which he instantly replaces. The new assistant of the owner asks someone if it is talking. We cut to a POV, which seems to have a blue vision. We all know what it is, but I still want to make it interesting. It is screaming like somebody is drilling its body or something. We cut to the owner and Adam, who tries to explain to him what the thing does he's holding in his hands. For sure, he is completely wrong. 9 shows him that it is an instrument which you play by gently stroking it. He and 9 have a little moment, but then the owner throws the instrument away and asks who he is.
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor, and who are you?
Like you don't know.
Adam introduces the asshole of the week, Henry Van Stetten, who owns the internet. After a small crosstalk, Henry wants to show the Doctor his only living specimen in his collection. We get to know it has a strong shield and does live within something. Van Stetten calls it
The Metaltron is resting.
Metaltron.
Thought of it myself. Good, isn't it?
goofy Marvel name for something so dangerous. The Doctor enters the room and we get one of the best scenes from New Who. The Doctor gets locked in the room with the unknown species. It's dark and we only see him and a small blue light at the end of the room. Instruments for torture on the table. The Doctor is sorry for this. He says Van Stetten is afraid of what he doesn't know. Xenophobia, that's what it's called by the way. 9 introduces himself, as always, calm, stating he's a doctor and here to help. And then the Metaltron starts talking.
Impossible.
Sharp music starts playing and the Doctor shudders. He knows what this living thing is. He says it's impossible and the lights turn on, revealing visually and with the OST the first Dalek of the new era. Rusty. No, not that Rusty. Just Rusty and in chains. Screaming the well-known and iconic Exterminate. Aiming at the Doctor, who is in panic. He flees. He bangs against the sealed door, shouting that he has to get out. The Doctor, who we just knew as a happy but as well meanful alien, is so much in fear he wants to run away from a single imprisoned species. What a perfect introduction. But that's not the end. Still processing that his arch enemy survived, he realizes that the Dalek can shoot his laser. His mood instantly switching, he's laughing at him. He's calling him useless when he can't kill. He's attacking him with words. He asks him what he's doing here. The Dalek's response is he awaits orders, but there are no Daleks left, tells him the Doctor. Nobody left to give him orders. 9 gives us a lesson about the Time War, that he made it happen. He killed the Daleks and the Time Lords. He ended the war and is still grieving. We get every possible emotion from Christopher Eccleston here. His performance in this scene gives us everything we need to see to understand who he is, who the Daleks are, and what he's been living through. Such a perfect scene and great episode for newcomers or fans of the old seasons. The Dalek realizes he's alone in the universe, same as the Doctor. The Dalek even called them a same, thus triggering 9, who yells at him that they have nothing in common until he steps back, telling him he's right about it. They both have in common that they are the only ones left, and he knows what to do against it. Smiling at him, the Doctor says,
Exterminate.
He pulls a lever and tortures the Dalek. He enjoys it. The Doctor, the one who never wears a gun and hates useless terror. He tortures the Dalek with pleasure, with anger from deep down. The Time War is not that long ago from his point of view. The wounds are still fresh. Van Stetten stops him. The Dalek is still his property. He wants to talk with the Dalek now, but he goes silent again. We cut the scene and jump to Adam, showing Rose extraterrestrial stuff, telling her he wants to go for the stars. He believes the universe is full of life. For sure, Rose knows better, and they have a little talk. They talk about the Dalek and see through the camera that he's being tortured again. Rose instantly wants to help him and looks for the Doctor. We get a little trivia from the Doctor about the Daleks and the Time War, thus revealing to Van Stetten that he's an alien too. The last one of his species left. For sure, Van Stetten wants him in his collection as well. And I don't know, this looks so funny to me. We see the 2 hearts of the Doctor. He tells him the Dalek could kill the entire human race, but for sure Van Stetten ignores him.
Nothing can escape the cage.
Adam is letting Rose near the Dalek. She doesn't know about their past with the Doctor and wants to help him. The Dalek plays weak and has her mercy. Rose touches him and by that, he's able to get strong again and kills the first soldier. With the alarm being called out, Van Stetten frees the Doctor, who talks to Rose via a monitor. We see how fast the Dalek can hack the door and now regenerates himself with electricity and information about the whole internet. We get a showcase about his laser and shield, killing all soldiers in the hallway. After that, we get something the Daleks have been made fun of for a long time.
Great big alien death machine, defeated by a flight of stairs.
But not in New Who. Rose and Adam run away and another soldier is dead. The Doctor once again states how dangerous one single Dalek is, while Rose and Adam still run away. The Dalek seems to be locked in on Rose. While the soldiers fire at the Dalek, which for sure is useless, he hovers and activates the sprinkler system, making everyone wet and killing them with a single laser. The Dalek talks to the Doctor again and states he looked up the systems of satellites, but found no trace of the Daleks. He believes now that he is alone, without any task, a soldier without a command. So he's programmed to basic protocol, which is exterminate everyone. The Doctor asks what the point is, so the Dalek asks for orders.
If you want orders, follow this one. Kill yourself.
Which the Dalek refuses. Daleks must survive. We then get another great moment of the Ninth Doctor yelling at him that he has to die, so the whole race is finally extinct. Which the Dalek answers with,
"You would make a good Dalek."
Dude, that's a conversation between a tin box and a literal god, and it's intense. The Doctor now orders to seal everything, but Rose and Adam are still down there. They have to run before it's too late. The system is failing and they have to close the gates now, or the Dalek could escape the whole facility. Adam luckily got through it, but now Rose is trapped, alone with the Dalek. She says her farewell and hangs off. The cameras turn off, we just hear exterminate and a laser being fired. Rose has been killed. Nine is furious and yells at Van Stetten, but then calms down and mourns for her. By the way, Rose is not dead. We slowly get that something is wrong with the Dalek. He can't shoot her. He states he can feel her fear, which is not possible for a Dalek. He says he's contaminated and goes wild. The Dalek activates the cameras and shows the Doctor Rose is alive. He threatens him to kill her if he doesn't open the gates.
I killed her once. I can't do it again.
Nine is looking for a weapon against it and found something. The Dalek encounters Van Stetten and is ready to kill him, but Rose stops him? The Dalek starts questioning himself.
I want freedom.
Dude, I'm getting sentimental about a rusty piece of metal. Rose and the Dalek are on the first level and the Dalek wants to know how the sunlight does feel. So he opens the tank and we see the inside of a Dalek. Or better, the real Dalek. Rose stares directly in the eye of the Dalek and it tries to either touch her or feel the light. I'm not completely sure. What I know is that it's extremely sentimental until...
Get out of the way!
The Doctor aims a huge gun at her, shouting she has to move.
It's not the one pointing the gun at me.
Again, it's so well written. The Doctor, a healer, pointing a gun at something that just wants to feel the light. Nine is getting sentimental and mourns the dead. I love Christopher Eccleston so much for his performance. From the Doctor we get to understand why all that happened. The moment Rose touched the Dalek, it mutated into something new. The Dalek feels so many emotions it can't handle it. He begs Rose to order her to kill himself.
Midnight.
And with that, the Dalek kills himself. Van Stetten gets his karma and our duo got to the TARDIS. Nine can't really believe that was the last Dalek and they are all dead now. We all know they will come back. Adam comes by and accompanies us in...
Is a slave a slave? If he doesn't know, he's enslaved.
Yes.
How?
The Long Game is a pretty boring episode, but shows us that not anybody who wants to travel with the Doctor is fitting for this kind of adventures. The trio lands on the space station Satellite 5, which we will see at the finale again in the year 200,000. Here it's a big news broadcast satellite. The journalists we meet all want to be promoted to floor 500 because it said the walls are made of gold. The three visit a session how the broadcasting works, and the new employee Suki gets promoted, even though Kathika should be coming before her. Through Suki we see floor 500 is nothing like people said. We meet the editor, played by Simon Pegg, who reveals Suki as an undercover agent, but she got surprised by the actual evil here. Adam then wants to call his home in the year 2005 to give information from the future. Actually, like every one of us would do with betting numbers. Adam then needs an upgrade, so he gets a quick operation and... After hacking into the system, the Doctor as well gets promoted to floor 500. They find out Suki got kind of hypnotized and now works for the editor as well. The big evil reveals itself as the Jagrafes, who controls the Earth by manipulating the news. While being captured, Adam tries to gather as much information and send it through time, and by connecting with the system, he sends his own information to the editor. Thanks, Adam. Kathika sneaks on floor 500, saves Adam, and due to the Jagrafes' dependence of coolness, she turns on the heat. Thus, the Jagrafes dies and the day is saved. The human race is free again and can evolve like it's supposed to. Adam then gets sent back in his time and his mailbox got deleted. The TARDIS revolves and Adam's mother is coming home, unintendedly opening his forehead.
Isn't it funny? The time goes by like that.
Through this episode, we get a bit more Rose and Nine sympathy, the location for the finale, and that Adam is an idiot. No real rememberable threat, etc. Pretty mid-episode.
He can't die on his own. Can I try again?
Father's Day. Another episode I barely wanted to rewatch because the story can be put together in 2 sentences. Rose saves her dad from dying. The world could collapse, but at the end, he let it happen for the sake of his daughter. But here we are, trapped in a 50-minute episode with still bad CGI and a story that stretches more than liquid plastic. However, this episode is important for the overall understanding of how Rose's family dynamics are and will be in the future. We start with a flashback of Jackie telling little Rose about her father, that he died alone and she misses him. Our Rose then asks the Doctor if she can see him. They then visited the marriage of Jackie and Pete, and after that went to the day he died. Rose wants to be with him when he dies, so he doesn't have to be alone. They wait for him, he got hit by the car, but she can't move. They wait too long until Pete dies. Alone again. With tears in her eyes, she asks the Doctor if they can try again. We then got the classic travel back again and see our past selves moment. Well, of course, Rose runs towards Pete, past the other Doctor and Rose, and saves Pete's life. The older versions vanish, and the drama begins. 9 is pissed, and that's what I love about this season. The two really somebody would say, love each other. I don't know about that one. But 9 can still be pissed at her. So pissed that he actually leaves her and takes the TARDIS key from her. He's actually all in to leave Rose there. However, the TARDIS becomes a normal police box. Being on the road, we notice the car, which was supposed to hit Pete, is in sort of a loop. We then see young Jackie and baby Rose entering the church. The looping car appeared again and nearly hit them. Rose called Pete dad. She then meets Jackie and Rose. We then see the complicated relationship between Jackie and Pete. They just yell at each other, it's actually tearing me up. And Rose as well. It's nothing like Jackie told her.
I'm drowning in your rubbish. What did he tell you? Did he say he's this big businessman? Because he's not. He's a failure. Born failure, that one. Rose needs a proper father.
Did I mention that throughout this episode people went missing? Yeah. Jackie and Pete again talk about Pete's business plans, which all don't and will never work. 9 comes back and runs towards Rose until mysterious creatures appear. The doctor tells everyone to enter the church and we get some CGI action. But it's not as bad as the 13. Older buildings seem to resist the creatures and 9 tells the people to seal all doors. Jackie, as we know her, yells at him and he yells back at her like he wanted to do for a long time.
Say this. Jackie Tyler, do as I say. Go and check the doors.
Yes, sir.
I should have done that ages ago.
He's telling us that there's a wound in time and that's why these creatures appear, like some kind of bacteria. Pete and the doctor have a chat and talk about the car looping around the corner. He slowly realizes what happened and how all of this is connected to him. He then talks to Rose and finds out, completely on his own, that Rose is his daughter and she saved his life. We got a sweet little scene of 9 appreciating everyone and their lives. The boy from before turns out to be Mickey and clinging to Rose. She walks to the doctor, watching over baby Rose and explicitly forbids her to touch herself. 9 is mad about her, but apologizes. They can be mad at each other, but still apologize and talk normal to each other. After a hearty hug, Rose feels the TARDIS key in his jacket being hot. It's still connected to the TARDIS. In the next convo, Pete completely realizes that he actually should have died there. He's pretty damn smart for real. The TARDIS kind of comes back, but still needs a bit of time. Pete tries to convince Jackie about Rose being their Rose. He gives baby Rose to our Rose, but because of that paradox, the creatures are able to enter now. And the Doctor plus the TARDIS vanish. He actually dies in this timeline. Everyone might die. Pete again watches the car looping, always at the same time, and understands what he has to do now. He says his goodbye to Rose and at the end got along with Jackie again. Pete is running on the street towards the car, got hit and the creatures disappear. The Doctor and everyone else come back and tells Rose to go to him until it's too late. Pete dies in her arms. We get an updated version of Rose's flashback. The man in the car didn't hit and run, he waited for the police, and Jackie remembers a girl holding Pete's hand when he died. She can't remember that it was Rose. After that, she and the Doctor hand in hand walk towards the TARDIS. This episode is so important, giving us the dynamics of Pete and Jackie and more insights of their characters, and for sure for future events. However, as a rewatch, I was pretty bored, because what happened can be summed up in 2 sentences, as I already said.
I gotta go meet a girl, but you got an excellent bottom too.
The Empty Child is the 9th episode and, again, the first one of a 2-parter with The Doctor Dances. The TARDIS is following a dangerous unknown ship to Earth, London for sure. The Doctor states the ship has to be near them and could be there for a certain time already. Rose is wearing a big Union Jack today and we already hear and see one of the most iconic things in New Who. That's where the two already split up. Rose looking for the kid and 9 goes into a bar. Asking the people if something fell from the sky recently, the crowd kept quiet at first but then burst out in laughter. Like he told them something which might not be funny at first but as a comedian could work. He still asks for an answer but the crowd's laughter gets interrupted through a horn blaring. The people stand up and 9 is looking at a poster. Hitler will send no warning. We are in the Second World War, 1941. We already got the Third World War. Only one missing, right? Rose grabs a rope, but the moment she climbs up the wall, the rope moves, which turned out to be attached to a zeppelin. taking off and flying her directly into the attack of the Nazis.
Maybe not this t-shirt.
9 leaves the bar looking for Rose and heading towards the TARDIS. He's having a little chat with the cat until suddenly... the TARDIS rings? Did that happen before? I guess not, because the Doctor as well wonders who could call a dummy phone. A mysterious woman is warning him not to pick it up, like she knows what will happen. He picks up the phone and... the woman disappeared. We follow 9 watching a couple heading to their bunker, and the moment after they close it, the woman is entering their home and looking for food. We cut to Rose, who is still hanging onto the rope whilst flying above London being bombed. A man is watching her through a spyglass, but before heading off to rescue her, he's flirting with a soldier. The woman doesn't just steal the food for herself, but for other kids who seem to have no home. We again cut to Rose falling down, but getting saved from our mysterious hot soldier, or should I say, Captain? Yeah boy, it's Captain Jack. Through the scan, he finds out that Rose isn't a normal woman from this time. They have a little conversation until she passes out. More kids are entering the house. Through the dynamic of the kids and the woman, we see she's somewhat teaching them manners. Like a mother, she passes around the food until...
Thanks, miss.
Another funny and typical 9 moment. Sitting there and having a laugh with the kids. We get to know the name of the woman. Nancy. 9 is explaining to us what Nancy is doing, which I already had, however he says it's wonderful, brilliant. He asks the kids and Nancy about Rose, the ship, and how his phone, which isn't wired, is able to ring. Someone bangs against the door, and again we hear a child's voice looking for its mummy. The Doctor jumps up and sees the child from the beginning. We can now see his face, which is covered from a gas mask. Creepy. He's trying to enter the door, but Nancy is locking it, explaining that he isn't an ordinary boy. She brings out the kids and wants the Doctor to not touch him. We then see that the kids somehow can talk through a telephone, the radio, and can use toys. But then he disappears. Rose is awake again and instantly debunks Jack's psychic paper. They have a funny little flirt back and forth, and Jack thinks she's a time agent. Then he's healing her wounds she got from the rope with nanogenes. They then have a glass of champagne on the roof of a spaceship, right in front of Big Ben.
First rule of active camouflage. Park somewhere you remember.
The Doctor follows Nancy and asks her about the ship and the boy. She then refers to someone he should visit first. The Doctor. Captain Jack asks her if she's authorized to make trades in the name of the Time Agency. She mentions the Doctor and she has to find him again. They dance and he offers her a deal for a thing he found, but he parked it that way, so in 2 hours it'll be hit by a bomb. 9 and Nancy talk a bit and he asks who she has lost because she looks after the kids. She tells him it's Jamie, her brother. The Doctor enters the Albion hospital and sees a lot of kids, all laying in beds wearing a gas mask. He meets the Doctor. Dr. Constantine. He's sick but knows what the Thing did to all those kids. The Doctor inspects one of the kids and lists all his injuries. The gas mask seems to be fused to the skin, but without any burns. Dr. Constantine tells him to examine another kid. And another.
They've all got the same injuries.
Yes.
Exactly the same.
Yes.
Identical, all of them, right down to the scar on the back of the hand.
With the exact same scar on the hand, which Constantine has as well. He says everyone who touched an infected patient had the same injuries. After a week, the whole hospital was infected. He asks the Doctor what he thinks the cause of death might be. Every answer he's giving is wrong, until Constantine reveals
There wasn't one. They're not dead.
Yep, they are all awake. Now it's getting creepy. They lay down again. Constantine says he had a family, but now he's just a doctor. 9 says he knows the feeling. Constantine is getting sicker and sicker, but tells him not to touch him. And now we get the first scene of Moffat's dark genius. Constantine tells Nine where he has to go now, and to find Nancy again. She knows more than she told us. He begins to stutter and holds his neck, until he as well starts to ask for Mommy. And then... Dude, that shit was scary when I was young. And it still is. Constantine is now one of them. Jack and Rose enter the hospital, and the doctor goes along with the time travel disguise, and that his name is Mr. Spock. We cut to Nancy again, who is in the house we were before, and the boy enters the house. She's hiding under the table. Captain Jack also examines the kids and says that it's impossible as well. The doctor wants to know what that ship was they've been following, because it has to do something with all this. Jack then reveals it's just an empty ambulance. It's nothing inside. He wanted to sell it as something expensive, but sadly a bomb will hit it and they would never know. Jack comes behind the disguise that they are not from the time agency and says his junk has nothing to do with this situation. At the end of the episode, we cut between Nancy and our trio who both got trapped. Nancy by the main child and the others from the many patients. Nancy calls the boy Jamie. It's her brother. The situation seems hopeless and our trio is getting pushed in the corner. That's the first episode directed by Stephen Moffat and dude, he's on fire. I love his episodes in the RTD era. This whole "Are you my mummy" thing is so iconic, my mom still uses it today.
You got the moves? Show me your moves.
Rose, I'm trying to resonate concrete.
The world doesn't end because the doctor dances.
The Doctor Dances is once again the finale of the two-parter with the empty child. Again, it felt like everything important happened now and they have to end it, but need those 45 minutes. We start with a recap and begin the episode where we ended. The three and Nancy are trapped, but the doctor just ordered them to go to their rooms. Like a mommy would say.
Go to your room!
And all the mask faces let go. After the intro, we see Jamie wandering off as well. Captain Jack explains his plan. A simple scam, where nobody gets hurt. But not this time.
Transporter, it was empty.
Nancy wants to leave, but gets caught by the family she was intruding while they were in the bunker. The doctor then wants to know more about Captain Jack, and he shows off his Granny's gun, dating it at the 51st century. They then enter the room, which looks like a child lived there. We listen to a record. A conversation between a man and a boy.
I want my mummy. Are you my mummy? I want my mummy. Are you my mummy? Are you my mummy? Mummy? Mummy?
But why is he always asking who his mummy is? Why doesn't he know? Nancy's getting out of her situation due to her exposing the man for having shady deals and threatening him. Jumping again to the trio, the doctor figures out what happened. A boy wounded in a land of war looking for his mummy. But then, end of tape.
I'm here now. Can't you see me?
I sent it to its room. This is its room.
Jamie enters the room. They quickly escape with the Granny's gun, but get trapped again. Could be easy to escape, however, the batteries are low? But no problem for our captain, he teleported back to his ship. Nancy finds the other kids. She tells them she needs to go to the place where everything started. The boy is constantly following her and still asking the same question. While Jack is trying to get his ship started, he plays the song he and Rose dance together. After a while, she implies the doctor can't dance. He for sure disagrees. Rose stands up and is reaching out to him. Nine takes her hands, but notices that her hands are looking completely normal, even though she must have had bruises from the rope she was hanging at. The moment they wanted to dance, they got teleported to Jack. In there, he finds and explains the nanogenes to her. Nancy was sneaking into a military base earlier, but got captured now. Nothing special until she gets handcuffed next to a soldier who's having the same symptoms other people had right before their transition. The trio wants to enter the base as well. Jack is going to a soldier and wants to flirt with him, distracting him for Rose and 9 to enter. However, when Jack approaches him, the soldier is already infected and turns into a masthead as well. Jack earlier mentioned a bomb dropping to the space, destroying what he wanted to sell. They listen to someone singing. It's Nancy, and besides her, the infected soldier, sleeping because of the lullaby a mother would sing. They approach the medical ship, thus triggering an alarm for the boy and the rest of the infected coming to them. Jack is showing the doctor the ambulance is empty, but he already knows what really is or was inside of them. Nanogenes. He tells us what happened. The nanogenes are programmed to heal people, but those have never seen a human, and the first thing they found was the boy, dying with a face mask on his head. So they use him as a blueprint, trying to heal every other human, thinking everyone else is injured. The mask faces slowly arrive. In the first row, their general, Jamie. Nancy kind of reveals herself to the doctor. She isn't the older sister. She's the mother of Jamie. She couldn't tell him. 9 wants her to approach him, telling him the truth. That indeed she's his mommy. With tears she hugs him and says she will always be his mommy. At that moment the nanogenes are coming and figuring it out as well. They have the same DNA. They disappear and the DNA of the mother is superior, and thus overriding the blueprint. Jack arrives and takes the bomb with him, being in a stasis pre-explosion. The nanogenes then fly to the people and reconstruct them, having an epic moment for the doctor.
Everybody lives, Rose. Just this once. Everybody lives!
Jack is asking his AI if he can somehow survive this.
Termination of Captain Jack Harkness in under 2 minutes, 100% probability.
Accepting his fate, he's leaning back and enjoys his last moments. The camera goes back when we hear the dancing song and see the TARDIS in his ship, having Jack escaping and watching the Doctor and Rose dancing, having her explaining him the moves, but then he remembers. And they are having a great dance session while Jack is impressed by the TARDIS. The end of the story is really heartwarming, and we got Captain Jack in our crew. However, this whole situation, I don't know. As I already said, this could have been summed up in 20 minutes.
This is persecution. Why can't you leave me alone? What did I ever do to you?
You tried to kill me and destroy this entire planet.
Apart from that.
Boomtown is actually connected to Aliens of London and World War III, but 6 episodes apart. So we get a short flashback of the two-parter and see what happened 6 months later. We start with a man who turns out to be the government's nuclear advisor, who warns someone that the project that the person is planning is highly dangerous. The person is then revealed as the 13 woman. Looks like she survived the attack. The advisor points out that the construction in nuclear power station she was planning would most likely end up in a disaster, destroying the whole world. But she would never want that, right?
Our esteemed leader.
As I rewatched the season and this episode started playing, I had a bad feeling about this, but turns out I really like it. We see Mickey again arriving at Cardiff. He then walks to the TARDIS and Captain Jack Harkness opens the door, asking each other who they are. Mickey enters and finally gives Rose her passport. We get to know that the rift back then in the Unquiet Dead is where they are standing now. The rift is closed but still gives out some energy. Energy the TARDIS can use to fuel up. The Doctor teaches everyone why the TARDIS does look like a police box.
It's a cloaking device.
It's called a chameleon circuit. The TARDIS is meant to disguise itself wherever it lands. Like if this was ancient Rome, it'd be a statue on a plinth or something. But I landed in the 1960s, it disguised itself as a police box and the circuit got stuck.
The 13 woman is giving an interview, but doesn't want to be photographed. After her speech, a journalist shows up and tries to talk to her. She knows about the accidents that happened during the construction, and many odd things as well. She clearly knows too much. So she goes with her to the toilet to have a word in private, and she unzips her bodysuit while the reporter continues with her information she got. The Slitheen is ready to feast until the woman talks about her boyfriend, love, and that she's pregnant. They have a talk about family, and the Slitheen gets quite sentimental and lets her go. As the woman leaves, she mourns. We cut to our protects and see all of them four are having a great time until
And I was having such a nice day.
entering the building, Jack is giving everyone clear instructions, like he's the captain, until the doctor interrupts him as he is the one who's giving orders.
Right, here's the plan.
Like you said, nice plan. Anything else?
Trying to meet up with her, she's fleeing. Everyone is heading towards her, but she can escape.
Oh, the doctor's very good at teleports.
Never mind. The doctor reveals her plan. Due to the explosion of the nuclear station, the rift would open and she could escape with the
Tribophysical waveform macrokinetic extrapolator.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
The doctor is looking at the name of the company.
Blythe Thrug,
What's it mean?
Bad Wolf.
But I've heard that before.
The Doomsday theme is playing. However, he doesn't make a big thing out of it.
Nah, just a coincidence. Like hearing a word on the radio, then hearing it all day. Never mind.
They then plan to bring back the Slitheen to the planet, but the cue is the death penalty is awaiting her, and she asks the doctor if he's fine with this, bringing her to her execution.
Not my problem.
They all enter the TARDIS. Jack is wiring up the space surfboard to the TARDIS. The Slitheen is playing mind games with them by calling them her executioners, and she's kind of getting them with it. They all feel guilty. Rose for sure didn't need her passport. She wanted to see Mickey. They leave the TARDIS and have a drink together. The TARDIS still has to fuel up. The Slitheen is still talking into the doctor's mind. He slaughtered her whole family and now has to execute the last of them. After a small laugh together, she asks for a dinner with him. Last meal, sort of.
I wonder if you could do it. To sit with a creature you're about to kill and take supper. How strong is your stomach?
So they go together. Jack is staying alone at the TARDIS, and Mickey and Rose are still walking around Cardiff. The Slitheen finally tells her name, so I don't always have to call her that.
I'm Blonde Philfoch Pasimir de Slitheen.
Blom then tries to poison him, but he for sure knows about it. She again tries to kill him, but again he notices it. And again with her breath. Pretty funny though. We cut to Rose, only talking about her adventures in the TARDIS. The planet, the people, etc. Nothing Mickey can really talk about himself or understand half of it, so he tells her he's seeing someone else. Blom tells Nine everything about the execution, all in detail, still trying to get away with it. She asks her to get him to other relatives far, far away. She can change, but the doctor can't trust her. Rose and Mickey have a fight, and Mickey finally opens up how he feels. Always being on standby, waiting for her eventually to show up after 6 months and then flying away again. Blom again is begging him. She can change, but she needs a chance. The doctor trusts her, but can't forget what she has done. He tells her a mass murderer can't be forgiven, just because once in a while he spares a life. Blom then states only a killer would know that, hitting Nine directly. They are the same, and the doctor knows that. There's nothing he can say about it. She talks about her family indoctrinating her with killing since she was a child. But the doctor can listen to her because, without a warning, glass shatters and the ground is shaking. Rose runs off, leaving Mickey alone again. The rift is opening. After Rose enters the TARDIS, Blom takes her hostage, ordering Jack to take her home. It was all planned by her, that the doctor would come and connect the board to the TARDIS. But right before she could do so, the heart of the TARDIS opens. Blom is looking right into the heart of it. She's staring for a while, and then...
Thank you.
Blom is gone. But not completely. The TARDIS turned her into an egg. She can start again. A second chance. Rose then runs out of the TARDIS looking for Mickey. But he's gone, having a look at her from another point. Some kind of cold farewell. And with that, they fly off. An actually really good episode, featuring as Athene, not just giving her some depth, but the Doctor as well. That conversation at the restaurant really sticks to me because, yes, the Doctor kills as well. And if not him, others will sacrifice their lives, but that has to wait 3 seasons. The relationship between Rose and Mickey seems to fall apart after 1.5 years of constantly being on hold. And another puzzle piece of the Bad Wolf.
Welcome to the Weakest Link.
Bad Wolf is a 12th episode out of 13, and we get a quick recap on The Long Game. Satellite 5, news broadcast. Floor 500, remember? 30 minutes ago? 100 years later, we start with the Doctor suddenly waking up and being very weak on his knees. He can't remember anything. Long story short, he's in a new season of Big Brother.
You have got to be kidding.
After the intro, we see Rose having the same symptoms, but being in a different room. She's in a quiz show with an android asking questions. We also have Captain Jack in some kind of a beauty show. So the first thing we have to get rid of are his clothes. Instantly flirting with the cameras. You have to love him. The Doctor remembers how they got transported here through the TARDIS. That's crazy if you think about it. For sure, he just doesn't play along and states he will get out of there and find who's responsible for it. Rose's game starts and it's called The Weakest Link. I don't know exactly what is homaging, I guess Jeopardy? You get asked questions and collect points. At the end, you vote someone out. She has lots of fun. Captain Jack is getting a new drip. The Riker robots start talking about a new phase and thinking about something drastically. The voting is finished and the first one voted out is really begging for it not to lose. We slowly get to understand what's going on until the weakest link gets disintegrated. Another guy tries to leave, however, yeah. Back at the house, someone is voted out and the Doctor does a face I have when watching scripted reality. She's leaving the house but looking mean, like something bad is gonna happen. On the TV we see that she also gets disintegrated. Now 9 is getting serious. We get a glimpse of the control room and a woman being in the center, watching everything. Jack's second phase is literally called Face Off. He's standing right in front of 2 robots who want to kill him naked. However, he pulls out a tiny gun. Where did he hide that?
You really don't want to know.
Cutting to Rose. She's in the finale now because the other opponent wants someone who doesn't know much about topics everyone should know at this time period, so he could easily win. He mentions a Bad Wolf Corporation, which Rose instantly remembers, and we get a little compilation. Rose figures out that they might be here for a purpose, which the Doctor might have figured out as well, because he damaged the property and is now in the disintegrator room, and nothing happens. He frees Linda and takes her with him, kinda like a new companion. We finally get to know where we are. Satellite 5 for sure. Linda actually asks 9 if she can travel with him, and he accepts with a big smile. After turning on the lights, the Doctor also sees a big Bad Wolf sign. A human who watched the Doctor escape reports that to the controller, who ignores that and wants him to go back to work. It also states Archive 6 is closed for them. Jack is looting the room and leaving with a big gun looking for the Doctor. Speaking of him, he got to know that the human race still didn't evolve right and that it's also his fault, because 100 years ago, when destroying the infrastructure of Satellite 5, Earth had no channels to watch, thus evolving now, having 10,000 channels at the same time, constantly entertaining them instead of flying through space. 9 and Jack meet up and are looking for Rose. The Doctor has a feeling it's not just transmitting the channels. Something else is going on here. Jack and 9 are rushing towards Rose. Meanwhile, we see the finale between her and the other contestant. They are right in front of the door. We see Rose failing and panicking. The doctor opens the door. Rose runs towards him, but she gets killed right in front of him, leaving behind a silent and shocked doctor. The three get imprisoned, and the doctor really doesn't look well. But the moment the guard opens the door for himself, they take them by surprise. The doctor stands in the first row with a big gun in his hand. We now see how the doctor can become without a human companion. They enter the control room. 9 asks who's in charge, and the human from before says the controller can't speak. And by the way, the doctor is handing him the gun because he doesn't shoot. The human also tells him that he found many unidentified transmitted signals. Jack opens Archive 6, which turns out to have the TARDIS inside. The doctor again asks how cruel it is to kill all those people and just going along with it, whereupon a woman states she was just doing her job.
And with that sentence, you just lost the right to even talk to me. Now back off!
The system powers down due to solar flares, and the controller can speak freely, talking to the doctor. Her masters control her thoughts, but the flares are the only chance to talk free. Her masters have been controlling Earth secretly for hundreds and hundreds of years. Jack found something out and demonstrates it on Lydia. He kills her, but brought her back. It's not a disintegrator, it's another transmitter. We cut to Rose, and she's actually alive. But where is she? We get to know it's for sure the Daleks, killing the controller for betraying them. The doctor now sees a whole fleet of Daleks, over 500,000 of them, after he thought that last of its own killed himself. The Daleks blackmail him and threaten to kill Rose. He, however, is threatening them as well, without having weapons or an army of his own.
Doesn't that scare you to death?
He ends the call and we instantly go to
Rose. You are worth fighting for.
the parting of the ways, the finale of Series 1. The TARDIS teleports directly onto Rose, having her and the Dalek inside it. However, Jack handles him quickly. 9 is looking at the dead Dalek with anger on his face. He thought everyone died during the Time War, but the Daleks always survive it. Knowing him, he instantly goes goofy mode again and leaves the TARDIS, asking them how they survived the Time War.
They survived through me.
The Dalek Emperor tells him they fell through time, and he used dead humans to create new Daleks. However, 9 realizes they went crazy because they know they are part human and hate themselves for it. After that, they return to Satellite 5. The Daleks are now heading towards Earth with the intention of burning it. The Doctor thinks quick and tries to create a delta wave which could kill them. Problem is, he needs 3 days for it, and the Daleks appear in
22 minutes.
Jack explains he set up a shield so the Daleks can teleport to floor 500. The nearest would be 494, so they have to spread out. We got a little Linda and 9 moment, then she leaves. Jack says his farewell to Rose and 9 and leaves them knowing he won't survive that. Rose and 9 have a little chat until he has a flash of insight how he can save the world. They run into the TARDIS. 9 leaves and teleports her in the TARDIS back to Earth. An emergency protocol starts playing, telling her there is nothing can do besides saving her in the TARDIS. The last thing she can do is
have a good life.
Rose is trying to come back to him, but she can't. Mickey's running to her, finding Rose in tears. Jack asks the Doctor if the data wave would be ready soon, but the Dalek Emperor interrupts them, saying the wave can't make a difference between human and Dalek, and due to its high range, it would kill every human on Earth too. 9 says there are colonies of humans out there, but only those Daleks left.
That's the decision I've got to make for every living thing.
The Doctor asks the Dalek if he controlled the humans all the time and what the words bad wolf would mean. He says they have nothing to do with him, leaving the Doctor confused. Jackie and Mickey are trying to cheer up Rose, but it's useless. She realizes a world without him is useless having a conflict with the two again about their different lifestyles. The Daleks arrive at Satellite 5. At the same time, Rose finds a giant bad wolf crayon in front of her. It's been everywhere throughout their adventures. She heads back to the TARDIS, telling Mickey if they can open the heart of the TARDIS, she might get back to him. Mickey says she could die, but that's okay for her.
There's nothing left for me here.
Nothing.
No.
Mickey knew that would happen and instantly supports her. At floor 494, the Daleks enter Satellite 5, killing everyone in their way and invading Earth at the same time. At first they use Mickey's car, but that didn't work. Jackie then appears with a tow truck. Cutting between Earth and Satellite 5, the Daleks push more and more forward, killing everyone in their way, including Lydia. The tow truck is connected to the TARDIS, and Mickey is giving it everything he can, until Rose looks directly into the TARDIS, and something's getting inside her. The TARDIS closes and teleports away. Rose still looks into the heart. We cut to Captain Jack, and
I kind of figured that.
the Daleks kill everyone we know and finally enter the room with the Doctor. He threatens to kill the Emperor, of killing him and all of the Daleks, which always reminds me of the 4th Doctor when he had the chance. The Emperor, however, isn't afraid. He wants him to do it. He wants to see the Doctor becoming a great exterminator.
What are you, coward or killer?
And here we see the influence Rose had on him. He refuses to press the button.
Coward. Any day.
And here we are, the Doctor against the Daleks, alone, afraid of killing Daleks and humans, and no last trick in his pocket until... The TARDIS opens and we see Rose. She looked into the time vortex and reverted the Dalek's laser. She then reveals that she's the bad wolf. She created it herself.
A message to leave myself here.
But this is too much for her. It will burn her. But she doesn't care. She wants to help the Doctor and kills all the Daleks with ease. But not just that. She isn't just death. She also brings life, reviving Captain Jack. She's a higher being. She sees everything, like a Time Lord. But a human can't be like a Time Lord. We will get to that later. It hurts her, it hurts Rose, but the Doctor knows what she needs.
I think you need a doctor.
And with that kiss, he absorbs the time vortex and Rose faints. He brings the vortex back to the TARDIS and picks up Rose. We see Jack again and the TARDIS is dematerializing. Rose wakes up and asks what happened. She kind of forgot what happened and the Doctor begins his farewell. The absorption was too much and he kind of explains what will happen. And here we sadly say goodbye to one of the best Doctors of the modern era.
Before I go, I just want to tell you, you were fantastic.
He says it himself.
And you know what? So was I.
And here we are with David Tennant.
Barcelona.
Ending the first season and a revival of Doctor Who. Season 1 was such a fantastic run and had more episodes I liked than when I was younger. For example, Boomtown. And that's it. I really don't know how long that video became. I just wanted to recap this and now over an hour of content for you guys. What a journey. We're watching the first new Who season and experiencing Christopher Eccleston's run again. I miss him, guys. I miss him so much. What are your thoughts on Series 1? Did you grow up with it or even with the old era? Let me know in the comments. And without stretching this video any further, I wish you a lovely day. And in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.